I have a few questions after episode 3, and I'm hoping some people can give me some good answers. So episode 3 was intense. We lost a lot of wonderful characters. Jorbear, I'll always love you. But as I watched the episode, I had some questions, and the longer I've thought about episode 3, those questions just are nagging at my brain so bad. So this video, I want to talk about 5 questions I have post episode 3, and hopefully you wonderful people can give me some answers, besides the really stupid, it's a fantasy show. If you're one of those people, go put your nose in the corner. No one wants to hear from you. Like, 100%. No one. Gone? We'll wait. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, and by the way, if you want to cry, go watch people watching that episode live. It's emotional. So let's go over those 5 questions I have. Number 1, is the Night King really dead? Like, really? Look, after building up the big bad for almost 10 years, any way you ended him would probably feel a bit of a letdown. But is this really it? The Night King was so arrogant that he brought all his forces to Winterfell to try to get rid of Bran? He didn't think to hold them there while he goes and wrecks the South? Keep in mind, this dude is a couple thousand years old. What about the mark on Bran's arm?
He saw me! The Night King! He saw me!
He touched you.
I don't know, he was close, but...
He touched you.
He knows you are here. He'll come for you.
But he can't get in.
He can now. His mark is on you.
Will the Night King's essence live on in a way because Bran is marked? Is this something where after Bran does the final things he needs to do, obviously Jon's blood is still very important to Bran and his end goal, he needs to die? I'm getting a both they need to die sort of vibe from this whole thing. So if this really is the end of the Night King, wow. You lived for thousands of years and you just tripped over the finish line. Sorry, my dude. Happens to the best of us. Though usually we haven't been alive for thousands of years and had all that time to come up with a stellar plan. Let's go to number 2. How the hell did Arya sneak up on the Night King?
Essentially, she does jump out of nowhere, and that's a wire rig. It's a wire rig we did on the location, but the location wasn't ideal. It was really hard to get a crane in there, and we've obviously got the weirwood tree. So it was tricky to do it there, and we did a version of it there, but then we had to redo it because it didn't have the ability to control it as much as we'd hoped. And it needed to be a real boom out of nowhere moment and a real, a locking together of these two characters.
I'm not going to argue about whether Arya should have been the one to kill the Night King or not, because I'm sure that's being raged about on forums and tons of videos right now. The showrunners D&D said they knew for 3 years Arya would be the one to kill the Night King, and they felt it was wrong for Jon to do it, even though Kit thought his character would be the one to do it, and Maisie was worried people would think Arya didn't deserve the kill. The prophecy of closing blue eyes might actually be a setup by George that D&D went through with, though. We know D&D told George they would no longer reveal what George told them happens for sure in the books, such as whether you needed exactly what created the Night King to kill him, or if it was specifically that dagger or just Valyrian steel in general. Showrunners D&D are not going to reveal George's plan. I mean, if we ever get a leader like the Night King in the books, which I think there is, but you can only get yelled at so many times. We also know George said the major character storylines are pretty accurate to the books, and the minor characters in the show are the ones where there are going to be a lot of changes between the two. So the major beats are the same between the books and the show, according to George. I'd imagine Arya killing the Night King is one of those major beats. But let's just ignore all that and ask, how the hell did she sneak up on the Night King? Because from the inside the episode, she wasn't waiting up in the weirwood tree. The Night King was surrounded by his undead. He had his White Walkers watching him. We saw in the library scene that the undead can hear blood drops. I know Arya is a master assassin, I guess, even though I have questions about that, but Arya's a master assassin. But still, they didn't see or hear Arya. What we saw in the library really contradicts what we saw here. Also, the Night King didn't sense her until the last moment. How did she get so close? Was she in the Godswood waiting for the undead? Okay, what if this was like Theon? He waited for Theon to charge him instead of sending more undead to overwhelm him. Did the Night King's ego screw him over? We saw his smug smile. Maybe he knew Arya was there the whole time, but he was so sure of himself that he let her think she had a chance, just to screw with humanity. I just want to know more information about how Arya got one of the biggest kills in the show. The biggest kill in the show. That's all. I'm not starting arguments about who should have killed the Night King. I swear. Okay, let's go to number 3, Bran's power and what he was doing. To be honest with you, I laughed out loud when Bran told Theon, "I'm going now."
I'm going to go now.
Go where?
And he just checks out. That was hilarious. Now, what exactly was Bran doing at that point? We know he warged into some ravens, so was he just watching to make sure everything was going according to plan? Was he checking to make sure Arya would show up at the right time? Because we know Bran knew a lot of what would happen, but how much? How sure was he? He told Jaime to keep open the possibility that he may die. Was that Bran fucking with Jaime a little bit? I mean, the guy did push him out a window. Or was it maybe because Bran can only see so much, or maybe a possibility of victory in the future if certain conditions are met? Bran said he needed Jaime alive to fight. What difference did a one-handed man make in that battle? Helping keep certain characters alive for a bigger purpose? I really want more into Bran's exact abilities and what he knew for sure was going to happen and what he was hoping for. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed we didn't get to see more three-eyed raven powers and Bran warging at least into one dragon. God damn it. But I guess the three-eyed raven is just more of a historian, and how many historians have you known to be the ultimate badass? I've known 2. Number 4, Bran and Tyrion. Tyrion and Bran had a conversation during the night the dead were coming.
You've had a strange journey.
Stranger than most.
I'd like to hear about it.
It's a long story.
If only we were trapped in a castle.
Tyrion wanted to hear Bran's story. There has to be a payoff to that. What is Tyrion scheming based off the information Bran gave him? Where I'm going with all this is that look between Bran and Tyrion. That was a long look, and I have this feeling Bran knows something we don't know about what Tyrion is going to do. Bran knows a fate for Tyrion, and it made me feel very uncomfortable in that moment. For the longest time, I thought Tyrion would live to the end, but these few seconds have me fearing a lot for him. So what does Bran know? And what does Tyrion know? And how is that going to end poorly for Tyrion? Number 5, Sansa and Tyrion. Maybe I'm cynical, but I think Sansa is going rogue. They have made her too smart and too scheming of late, and I have a feeling Sansa is using Tyrion or will use him. So my question is, how much of this was sincere?
Maybe we should have stayed married.
You were the best of them.
What a terrifying thought.
And how much of this was Sansa learning from Cersei and Littlefinger how to get what she wants? She wants the North. Dany is now in control of the North. She even said to Tyrion they couldn't work because of divided loyalties.
It wouldn't work between us.
Why not?
The Dragon Queen. Your divided loyalties would become a problem.
Is this Sansa creating a wedge between Dany and Tyrion so she can sabotage Dany's rule or get Tyrion to convince Dany to give the North their autonomy? I would love to see Sansa using her bad pussy to get Tyrion to do what she wants, and that leads to Tyrion being killed. Great way to pay him back for all the kindness he showed you, Sansa. Okay, I lied. I have a few more questions. What was Melisandre doing between her leaving Dragonstone and arriving for the big battle at Winterfell? I thought she'd be getting her red army of priests and priestesses, but she just came alone. Why did Dany sit there with her dragon instead of flying up? If I was Drogon, I'd be super pissed. You got me stabbed like 1,000,000 times, you ninny. And will winter go away now that the Night King is dead? George did say the seasons were based on magic. Oh, and I guess, can someone tell me why they did what they did with the Dothraki? I guess that solves the issues of what to do with them post-war. And with the food issue, I guess. Alright, so those are my 5-ish questions. Hopefully you have good answers for them. Like, subscribe, and answer away.